Good morning. Here we are, another day on the river. It has dropped slightly, but today I'm going to fish a part of the river which I'm told is devoid of fish. I like a bit of a challenge, so let's see how we get on. Yes, I just had to go back to the car because I left my sunglasses behind. So let's have a look here. Obviously quite a bit of current, shallow water too here. Now, because it's devoid of fish, or supposedly, I'm going to use a couple of mini buggers and fish them downstream. It's still fairly shallow there. Just looking at the time, it's just after 7 in the morning. The sun is already up. It's due to be a very warm day today. Well, not very warm, but it's 37, well into the 90s. Let's have a look here. Oh yes, there's a slightly deeper stretch over there. What I'm going to do to start off with is just fish it sort of Polish style. For you that do not know what Polish style is Polish nymphing on a short leader or a short line and just fish it through. Polish nymphing is normally done with 2 flies on a short line, the bottom fly being heavier than the one above it. Just fishing it through here, see if there's anything. Seems to get deeper over there. Let's have a look over there. Polish nymphing is different to Czech nymphing. Czech nymphing is still done on a short line, but it certainly is with heavier flies and normally 3 flies. And in deeper water, which is totally different to French nymphing. French nymphing is on a much longer leader, normally 3 flies and small nymphs, and the coil indicator was very popular when that started out, so that they could see the delicate bites on the small nymphs by the coiled indicator extending, which of course is totally different to Spanish nymphing, which is also with a long leader, but it's normally only with 2 flies, a heavier fly on the point and a lighter one above it, and an inline indicator. So they're the main nymphing tactics in Europe, those 4. There may be others that are very similar, but they're the main 4. What Euro nymphing is, I don't really know, but it might be something to do with some of those. Right, I'm going to fish downstream with these mini buggers. See if we can find something. I think the fish are going to be down the edges, they're not going to be in the middle, although you never know. And sometimes they want it totally stationary, and sometimes they want it moved. Either way, we'll see if we can find something in a devoid area. The rod that I'm using is a 10-foot 4 weight, and it's from the Cortland stable. I've had this a few years as well. I've had a lot of my tackle for a few years. Rarely buy new tackle unless I'm really in desperate need. When you're fishing downstream, it's important to keep the flies moving. I'm just going to let it rest there for a moment, see whether we can entice anything along the edge there, and then give it a bit of movement. And draw it back. As you can see, the water is very clear, so we won't be too close to the fish, I hope. See what we can find here. Just leave it for a moment, see whether they want it stationary. And change your retrieve, fast to slow, see if you can entice a bite. I'm just casting downstream and letting the flow take it closer into the bank, where I think the fish may be hiding. If there are indeed any fish here. The mini buggers that I've got on are a white one on the point and a coral one on the dropper. Right, I'm going to let it go underneath that tree, which is always perilous with roots and branches and things underneath. But maybe that's where they're hiding. We'll see. For Spain, these type of temperatures are quite early. We're certainly used to them in the summer, in late June, July, August. But in mid-June, or the second part of June, I don't know this part of the river well, so I'm hoping that there are no major surprises on the riverbed, that is. The surprise of a trout would be nice. Or the surprise of an offer would be nice. You can see the sort of scorched earth policy of putting all this tarpaulin down to hold back the canes. This is an attempt, of course, to reduce fire damage. I mean, it's pretty well all the way along this part of the river. The area that I'm fishing in is considered a national park area as well, so this is work done by the rangers. A bit of stuff on the bottom there which I want to avoid. Something to do with that. Yes. Just trying to get in that heavy current. And get them into this shallower, slower water over this side. I might have a chance. Although he doesn't really like that idea. Not at all. In fact, and I can tell you it is not a small fish. No, come on, not in the current. Back over here. Oh, he really is giving it. What for? Just get his nose out of the water and get some air into it. Back in the water, I think, just for a moment. That's it, he's off. Excellent. Oh, as you saw, that came to a white mini bugger. What a good fish too.